Okay, now let's start with flow through pipes. Okay, so head loss due to friction HF is equal to FLV square by 2 dg, or in terms of discharge, FL V dot square by pi square G d to the power 5. Okay, this equation is for circular pipe. Okay, so d is the diameter of the circular pipe. Okay, so if you put this pi square G terms in and 8 terms, okay, so if you put the values, you will get finally FLV square by 12.1 into d5. Okay, d to the power 5. Okay, now this is V dot, not FLV square, this is V dot. Okay, so change this, that this has been written V dot. Okay, FLV dot square by 12.1 into d to the power 5. Okay, so V dot is the volumetric flow rate, meter cube per second. Okay, F is the friction factor, L is the length of the pipe, V is the velocity of flow, D is the diameter of the pipe, and G is the gravity, 9.81 meter per second square. So head loss due to friction is proportional to d to the power 5, and for non-circular pipes, d is equal to characteristic length is equal to 4a by p, 4 into area of cross section by weighted perimeter. Okay, now F is equal to friction factor, or Darcy's equation friction factor is equal to 4f dash. F dash is coefficient of friction, which is equal to 16 by Reynolds number for laminar flow, and 0.079 by Reynolds number to the power 1 by 4 for turbulent flow in pipes. Now major losses in pipes and minor losses in pipes. Okay, means head losses. So minor head losses means, first of all, major head losses mean friction losses, and minor head losses mean loss of head due to change in velocity. Okay, so these are the types of minor head loss. So sudden expansion means V square minus V2 square by 2g. Okay, sudden contraction 0.5 V2 square by 2g, or if you are given coefficient of contraction, so 1 by cc minus 1 to the whole square y into V2 square by 2g, and loss of entrance is equal to 0.5 into V1 square by 2g. Okay, also loss at exit is equal to V2 square by 2g, and loss of head due to fittings and bend is equal to kV square by 2g. K is the fitting or bend coefficient. Okay, Reynolds number is equal to inertia force by viscous force is equal to velocity of flow into characteristic length, okay, by kinematic viscosity. For a circular pipe, characteristic length is the diameter of the pipe. Okay, and characteristic length is equal to 4 into area of cross section by perimeter. Okay, so area of cross section, or the projected area of cross section, because whatever the area of cross section that fluid is facing is the A. Now Reynolds number is less than 2000 for laminar flow in, for the flow to be laminar in pipes, and less than 1000 for flow to be laminar in between the parallel plates, and less than 500 for flow to be laminar in open channels. Okay, now we have Chase's formula. So V is equal to C into root of Rs, where V is the average velocity, R is the hydraulic radius, means area of cross section by perimeter. So for a circular pipe it's d by 4, and S is the slope of hydraulic gradient line is equal to head loss by total length. Okay, and C, that is the Chase's constant, is equal to under root 8g by F. G is the gravity, F is the friction factor. Now discharge is proportional to volumetric flow rate is proportional to inverse of square root of friction factor. Okay, from the first formula only, that head loss due to friction, you have seen that HF is equal to FLV square by 2dg. So from that equation only we have got this, that discharge is proportional to volumetric flow rate is proportional to inverse of a square root of friction factor. So if in a question it was given that if has been misjudged by plus 25%, means instead of f they have put 1.2 f. Okay, so discharge will be 1 by under root of 1.25, means discharge become 89%. So discharge get reduced by 11%. Okay, so if you change the friction factor by 25%, means positively 25% increase the friction factor by 25%, so discharge will reduce by 11%. Okay, now total energy line. Okay, so in the fluid we will draw total energy line and hydraulic gradient line. So total energy line is the line made by pressure head plus kinetic head plus datum head and plus losses. At any point you calculate these head, make a point and keep adding and keep drawing a line joining these points. Okay, so the resultant line you will get is the total energy line. Now the hydraulic gradient line is the line joining the piezometric head. Okay, so piezometric head is the pressure head plus datum head. Okay, or potential head, that is known as datum head or potential head. Now flow is always from high head to low head. Okay, high energy to low energy or high head to low head. Okay, so all these head terms are in meter. Okay, means unit is linear, meter, centimeter, whatever. So flow is always from high head to low head. Now series connection of pipe. So in series connection we have same discharge everywhere. However, the head loss is addition of head loss in each pipe. Okay, so if you are connecting pipes in a series, so discharge will be same in all the pipes. However, the total head loss will be summation of head loss in of individual pipes. Okay, now in parallel connection of pipes, discharge is equal to discharge given by individual pipes. However, the head loss is same for all pipes. Okay, so in the parallel connection we have the same head loss and total discharge equal to discharge of individual summation of discharge of individual pipes. Okay, now equivalent length of pipe. Okay, it's for series connection. Okay, so equivalent length of pipe by diameter of equivalent length of diameter of that equivalent pipe to the power 5 is equal to L1 by D1 by 5 is equal to L2 by D2 by 5. Okay, and so on. So this equation is got from the head loss equation, because in series we have head loss, equivalent head loss is equal to summation of individual head loss. Okay, so we got this equation, equivalent length of pipe, from that head loss equation. Now velocity profile in pipe flow. Okay, we already did this velocity profile, but in this topic we will study various region in pipe. Okay, various region in pipe. So region of the flow in which the effects of viscous shearing force caused by the fluid viscosity is felt is known as velocity boundary layer or boundary layer. So boundary layer is the region in the flow where the shear forces are experienced. Okay, so shear force caused by the viscosity are felt in boundary layer. Okay, so boundary layer has two regions. First, the region in which shear stresses and velocity changes are significant And second, the irrotational flow region, in which velocity changes and friction forces are negligible. Okay. Now thickness of boundary layer increases in the flow direction until boundary layer reaches the pipe center and velocity becomes fully developed. Okay. So velocity gradient becomes zero at the center, means when the velocity becomes the center line velocity, the velocity gradient is zero, and at that point the thickness of the y value that we will get is the thickness of the boundary layer. Okay. So thickness of boundary layer increases in the direction of flow until the boundary layer reaches the pipe center and velocity becomes fully developed. The region from the entry to the point where the velocity is fully developed is known as hydrodynamic entry length. Okay. And this hydrodynamic entry length is more for laminar flow while less for turbulent flow. Okay. So the region from the entry to the point where the velocity is fully developed. Okay. Means fully developed means after that there is no boundary layer. Okay. So that region where we are having the boundary layer is known as hydrodynamic entry length. Now this length is more for laminar than turbulent. The region beyond entrance region is known as fully developed region. Okay. Wall shear stress and pressure drop is highest at the entry and decreases gradually up to fully developed region. Okay. Entry length is equal to L by D is equal to 0.05 into Reynolds number for laminar flow and is equal to 10 for turbulent flow. So this is the hydrodynamic entry length, okay, by diameter of the pipe D is equal to 0.05 into Reynolds number for laminar flow, and this ratio is equal to 10 for turbulent flow. Now D is for circular pipe. If you have a non-circular cross section, you will find characteristic length LC. Okay, already told that LC is equal to 4A by P. So thank you.